presented in here is suitable for general family viewing.
Good afternoon and Alright, so it's amazing and wonderful Saturday. This is the 17th day of February, the year 2024. Indeed, it's a wonderful day that the Lord has made it possible for you and I to meet yet again on this On The Spot show that we have lined up for you. Remember, we have a couple of activities here and there, both locally and around the globe. And of course, we'll be talking through a lot, about the Kenya Football Federation Premier League. Then we'll be talking about, some activities that are lined up in regard to the Africa All Games, that will serve as qualifiers to the Olympics. But before that, this particular day, I want us to take just a moment of silence to remember our fallen two heroes who actually, departed to be with the good Lord this particular week. They have contributed immensely in the world of athletics, flying Kenyan flag high in the global arena. And in this regard, we want to remember them for their contribution. So let's take that moment of silence to remember them. All right, okay. So we are celebrating, we are not mourning, but we are actually celebrating the life of two Kenyan athletes. I'm talking about Calvin Kiptum, who died at the age of 24. If you ask me, this is an athlete who had a lot of, future at his feet. And of course, we have the legend himself, Henry Rono, who died on Thursday while undergoing treatment at Nairobi Hospital. Remember, Henry is one athlete that has won, or rather who won broke four records in a span of just 81 days. 3,000 meters, 3,000 meters steeplechase, 5,000 and 10,000 meters race. This is a man who actually set the bar high, and he has really contributed to this, Kenyan athletic scene, and raising the flag high during the late 90s, 1978, all the way. And that is a man that we are celebrating today. And of course, not forgetting Calvin Kiptum. This is a young athlete who actually had a lot of potential, and of course a lot of races to actually win and break even records. He has just run under 3 marathons: the Chicago, the London, and of course the Valencia. And in each marathon, he has actually improved from race in, race out. And it is in this particular, the year of 2024, that he had actually set to break or run under, sub 2 hours. But sadly, that dream, maybe, just maybe, will be achieved in the next life. But But in line of that, that is some of the discussion that we'll be having today in this show. And of course, we'll remember the life of Kiptum, his contribution. Same case goes to Henry Rono and all that. And of course, in line with that, we'll be switching gears to the Kenya Premier League. And of course, there is a couple of matches that are lined up for today. And of course, there is an early kickoff between Postal Rangers and Sofapaka that is currently underway, but that particular match is on halftime. And of course, we'll be tracking the events as you know they unfold across different various field here in the country. And of course, we'll be switching over to the English Premier League. And remember, in this particular day, we have one big game. That is the battle between Manchester City and Chelsea. So who will reign supreme? That is the big question that we are asking today. Chelsea dare to dream at the home yard of defending champion, that is Manchester City. So will Manchester City continue with their dominance against Chelsea? In the last 5 matches, we have seen Manchester City, of course, taking a toll of Chelsea and even making this Mauricio Pochettino's team to actually sweat for even a single point. And of course, maybe today, maybe the tide will change, just maybe, but we don't know. But what we do know, this is a game of football, and in the 90 minutes, a lot can happen. And the beauty about football, it is 11 versus 11. And just like I always say, a team that makes fewer mistakes normally is the team that carries the day. So will Chelsea or will it be Manchester City? That is, a big question that you are asking, and we hope that by the end of that 90 minutes, we'll know the answer. But it's a tough one. It's a tricky one. I can tell you stakes are high, and each team is prepared, and there is no underdog. And it doesn't matter whether you are at, Etihad or wherever you are. You can be beaten. We have seen it happen, and it can still happen. Chelsea fans, well, that is some sort of encouragement, some word of encouragement, because it's a tough one. Anyway, so that is in line with that. And of course, remember, this particular week we have seen the round of 16, that is UEFA Champions League round of 16. We have seen some shocker performance. I'm talking about Bayern Munich, of course. They were stunned by Lazio 1-0 in the first leg of the round of 16 of UEFA Champions League, and that proved to be very pivotal for the Italian-based side going to the second leg. Of course, they have an advantage. So will Bayern Munich, of course, overturn the fixture? Remember, the beating comes at the backdrop of a 3-0 thorough thrashing at the hands of Bayern Leverkusen in the Bundesliga's action that was last weekend. So this is a team that has tasted defeat in a span of just one week, 2 defeats. A team of Bayern Munich caliber, a team that pride itself in success and of course tormenting their opponent. So what happened? I hope that is a question that we'll try to explore and give you answers in regard to this Bayern Munich performance. And in line with that, there is a couple of stories that we have actually highlighted for you that will be forming the basis of our discussion and of course laying the foundation of our On the Spot show today. So let's begin. World 800 meters record holder, that is David Rudisha, has landed World Athletics Ambassador role for the World Indoors Championship slated for the 1st and 3rd of March 2024 in Glasgow, Scotland. The veteran Kenyan athlete will take up the role for the first global championship in the year 2024 athletic calendar. Africa's fastest man, Ferdinand Omanyala, is among the 13 Kenyan athletes who will take part in the World Indoor Championship, which will feature more than 700 athletes from about 130 nations as they compete for medals across 26 disciplines. Right, so that's good news for David Rudisha, and we hope our 13 athletes will actually fly Kenyan flag higher and bring us more glory, and of course paint our name, paint our country as the dominant force as far as athletics is concerned, as it should be. Now, so from athletics now, let's move on to some rather sad stories. Now, former Commonwealth Games 300 meters steeplechase and 5,000 champion Henry Rono is dead. The Commonwealth and All African Games champion died on Thursday at Nairobi Hospital while receiving treatment after a short illness. The fallen former athlete represented Kenya at the 1978 Commonwealth Games in Edmonton, Canada, where he bagged gold in the men's 3,000 meters steeplechase and 5,000 meters. The same year, he also bagged gold in 3,000 meters steeplechase and 10,000 meters at All Africa Games in Algiers in Algeria. Our hearts, thoughts, and prayers are with the family of Henry Rono, a man who represented Kenya in global stage and carried the Kenyan flag high. And of course, this is a man who broke 4 world records in a span of just 81 days. This indeed is a legend. Now, let's continue. Athletics, that is world marathon record holder Kelvin Kiptum, will receive Heroes send-off after cabinet approval in a meeting chaired by President William Ruto ahead of his burial set for next week. At the same time, Athletics Kenya has cancelled the trials for All Africa Games that were scheduled to kick off today, February 17th to 18th, 2024, at Nyayo Stadium in honor of world marathon record holder Kelvin Kiptum, who died in a car crash on Sunday night. Kiptum and his Rwandese coach Gavis Hakizimana, who died in a tragic road accident that occurred along the Eldama Ravine Road, was to take part in the Rotterdam Marathon set for April this year. The 2-day event that was slated this weekend at Nyayo Stadium was to be used to pick a team to represent the country in All Africa Games slated for March 8th to 23 in Accra, Ghana. We hope and pray that the Almighty God will rest his soul in eternal peace. Rest in peace, Kelvin Kiptum. Now, let's switch gears from rather somber mood to some rally action. Cabinet Secretary for Youth Affairs, Creative Economy and Sports, Ababu Namwamba, has challenged the rally drivers in the country to seize the moment and shine on home soil ahead of highly anticipated World Rally Championship set to kick off on 28th to 31st of March 2024. Ababu emphasized the need to return Kenya to its former glory, where Kenyan drivers participated and compete at the highest level.
For this particular event, of course, we're expecting bigger, better, swankier, more fun, more funny, more people engagement, safer, and also to see a stronger Kenyan flavor with a bigger support from KCB. And so all around a better experience and better branding for the country with the normal or anticipated economic spin-offs, that a lot of positive economic spin-offs from that.
Just to echo Ababu's sentiment, indeed, we really need to, return the country to its former glory, where we shone very high as far as, the motorsport activities or other sport is concerned. And that will be a good, showing, and of course, a very prestigious event should we seize the moment and of course return Kenya to its former glory, where we used to shone even bright. And in line with World Rally Championship, now Africa's first female rally driver Lisa Christophersen aims to set another history when she takes a stage at the 2024 World Rally Championship set for the 28th to 31st of March. Lisa has her eyes fixed on podium finish, insisting on the role it will play in motivating other women to give a shot at the male-dominated sport. Africa's first all-female rally, Lisa Christophersen is eyeing to make history yet again as she takes part in her first WRC Safari Rally.
I believe this year's rally is going to be one of the most exciting WRC Safari rallies, especially because we're going to have one of the largest numbers of female drivers and navigators.
Lisa, a cancer survivor, is not only aiming to compete at the highest level, but also using her participation as an opportunity to give back to society and inspire other women to embrace the sport.
This year's motto is driving for change. What does that mean? That means I'm giving back CSR. As a cancer survivor myself, I have decided this year that I am going to support the children with cancer at Kenyatta Hospital, the pediatric ward.
The history-making Lisa dares to dream in a male-dominated sport. For her, the sky is the limit.
My goal is just to finish and celebrate on the podium. Breaking boundaries in this male-dominant sport is very important, and I'm all about women empowering women. By taking charge of your life, you are steering in the direction, metaphorically, where you're supposed to be going in life. And I believe if you can survive as a rally driver in a sport as Safari Rally, you can survive anywhere.
And as Lisa Christophersen prepares to make her mark on the WRC Safari Rally, her message is clear. Women can achieve anything they set their minds to, both on and off the track. Auma Evans for KUTV, Nairobi. Right, that is quite a strong message encouraging other women to actually venture into male-dominated sport, because there is nothing impossible under the sun. That is a message from one and only, the first rally female driver in Africa, who is eyeing yet again to make history in this edition of the WRC 2024. Now, so from rally now to some football action. The third place team in the Football Kenya Federation Premier League, Postal Rangers, is currently playing against Ulinzi Stars in the Football Kenya Federation Premier League action at Police Sacco Stadium. Later on, the coastal-based side, that is Bandari FC, will rub shoulders against Nzoia Sugar at Sudi Stadium as Muranga Sales take on Bidco United in another match lined up for today. Nairobi City Stars will welcome league leaders Gor Mahia at Kenyatta Stadium, and on Sunday, Sofapaka will play host to Mohoroni Youths, while FC Leopards will travel to Buhungu Stadium to battle it out with Kakamega Homeboys, among other fixtures. Okay, so in line with those Kenya Premier League match action, remember this particular Kenya Premier League, table rather matches are quite taking a dramatic turn. So last week we were talking about a team that had gone 17 games unbeaten. I'm talking about Gor Mahia, but of course they met their match. That is Kenya Police, who stopped the rhythm. And ever since from then, the team has gone 2 matches without a win. So today they'll be, they'll be hoping to bounce back from their winning ways, and they actually, redeem themselves from this. Now the trend that is some sort catching up with them. So we'll be giving you a detailed analysis on that, and of course bring you up to speed with what is happening. Remember, there is a match that is currently underway, and of course we'll be giving you update on what is happening, not only in Kenya Police Circle, that is stadium, but it will be transversing across different stadium as far as the Kenya Premier League match day 22 is concerned. Now, so from Kenya Premier League, now let's switch gears to the English Premier League action. So Brentford will welcome Liverpool in an early English Premier League fixture at Gage Community Stadium, while Arsenal will travel to Turf Moor to square it out with Burnley. At the same time, Newcastle will entertain Bournemouth at St James Park as Tottenham Hotspurs battle Wolves at Tottenham Stadium. Manchester City will welcome Chelsea at Etihad Stadium, while in another match lined up for Sunday, Sheffield United will play host against Brighton, while Luton Town will welcome Manchester United in Kenilworth Road. Alright, so that is the highlights, and of course while I was giving you these fixtures, I had some talks. People were like, "Whoa, ini tough." Well, si tough, inawezekana. I know the underdogs will take the masters, quote unquote, the masters of the game, and don't be surprised. Today we might see some miracles. It is possible because this is football, and of course that is the Blues, and of course meeting another Blue. So it's a battle of the Blues, and the Blues can mix, and something can happen in there. So it's about which Blues actually conk. Is it Chelsea or Manchester City? That's a big question, right? We'll wait and see what will happen. And of course, so in line with that, we want to take a very short break. When we come back, and of course we'll be taking you through sports review here locally. We'll talk about matters athletics, matters football, and of course we'll switch gears, and of course we'll talk about international football. We have some Champions League here and there. There is another fixtures to come. This is the round of 16. So the first 4 matches were played this particular midweek. We still have 4 more to go, and of course, so what will happen? Who will clinch the ticket, and who stand a chance to actually lift the 2024, and of course UEFA Champions League. So that in line, we still have right now people are talking about 3 horse race. So is it really 3, or someone is just buying time? Well, that discussion will be on and up after this short break.
Fashion Diaries.
Okay, this is a platform where we have designers and models. And models and designers, they go together. So if you're a model, we have designers we posted on our page. You can link with one of them. They make you an outfit and come to our red carpet during the Busia Fashion Festival. So it will be also a marketing platform for you because you're going to have red carpet interviews for models, designers, business people. So it's your time to come and work as a model and also as a business person.
So my name is Jakub Petri. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the Cafe project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
We are all seeing the impacts of climate change. In Kenya, for example, the frequency of the floods is becoming more and worse. The amount of people and livestock we're losing.
The level we need to go is the level where the normal mwananchi and also the government stakeholders can uptake these solutions.
Those by millions of us will help make a difference in the world at the end of the day.
It's just a slight behavior change that we need, and you find that it serves us a bit more than you put in, and that's the goal. We want to live a better world than we found, because at the rate we are going, it's dire.
We will secure the planet for future generations.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vukuvuku. Pepo pa ni idea.
Tazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni Duniani Leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
From the hospital corridors, we bring you experts to discuss issues affecting your health, from diet to mental health. The familiar and the ignored are both put into perspective. We then dive into the environment and look at the effects of climate change and its solutions. Join me, Mutegi K. Martin, every Friday at 9 p.m. as we learn on how to better our health while taking care of our environment. Only on KUTV.
Tunachimba hadi mizizi kukuletea yanayojiri.
So mimi naomba tu serikali yetu ya Mungu, jibarikiwe na Mungu, iweze kuteremsha bei ya mafuta.
Yanayokukumba tuna maizi, tunakutetea sisiri. Kwa kweli ni speciali tukikupambia makala ya mwanamke mwake. Utasema hupendi mizizi ya habari. Nami Caroline Kimwe.
So my name is Jakub Petri. I'm Associate Professor in the Institute of Philosophy of Jagiellonian University in Krakow, Poland. And I'm the main coordinator of the CAFE project, which is being here hosted by Kenyatta University.
My name is Ewa Hudoba. I am a project manager in this consortium. Keep watching cutting-edge research at Kenyatta University Television.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Maelfu na maelfu ya wahamiaji wakiwa na watoto kutoka nchi za Amerika ya Kati wanaendelea kuwasili kwenye mpaka kati ya Marekani na Mexico.
But folks, I'm going. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Ni habari kutoka pembe zote duniani.
Pepo pasi vuguvugu, pepo pa ni idea.
Sazidi ananyonya, hanyonyi vizuri, anakuwa hayuko comfortable.
Jeshi la Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo linapambana na waasi wa ADF.
Kwa sasa wanatoa wito kwa mashirika, makampuni na vile vituo vya uchukuzi.
Mambo mengi yatakwenda kama yalivyopangwa.
Hapa ni kuna mmoja wa viongozi wa chama cha wavuvi katika eneo hili.
Zaidi tunajaribu kuwapa chanjo ili ina boost ama inanyanyua kinga ya mwili, hiyo inaenda kupelekea kupambana na virusi.
Ni Duniani Leo, Jumatatu mpaka Ijumaa, moja kwa moja kutoka VOA Swahili, Washington DC.
Power is transient, that at this point it's them who are powerful. In the next time, the next term, it will be them who are actually begging the courts to protect their rights. Yes.
You mentioned something that I would really love for you to elaborate on. When you say banana republic, what does that really mean?
It's a republic that is characterized by chaos.
Get ready to kickstart your day with the most exciting morning show around. Tune in to our dynamic and entertaining program where we keep you informed, engaged, and entertained from the moment you wake up.
From breaking news and current events to music, fun, and out of the ordinary stories, we've got you covered with a mix of interviews, games, and special segments. You never know what's in store.
Join us every Monday morning
and Tuesday morning
for a fun and fascinating way to start your day.
Don't miss out on the action.
Tune in now and experience the excitement for yourself.
Only on KUTV Rise Today from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Start your day
with us.
Welcome back, and this is the second segment of On the Spot Show, and this is where we take you through. It is a 360 round the clock of analysis of what is happening locally and of course around the globe, and of course we'll be keeping you up to date with the latest update as far as the Kenya Premier League action is concerned. And of course, we are here to talk about a lot of things in regard, to this, sporty action. And of course, I'm glad to be joined by lost friends, Kevin Benson, and of course, Jijo. Kwanza umepotelea wapi?
Magari.
Umeuza magari. Mwomoka. All right. Okay, so we are trying to, talk about, some very key important discussions. And of course, in this particular week, we have seen it's a week that we have actually lost two of our great. One is a legend, and the other one was a star in making. This one, the future really looked bright on him, and he had plenty to offer. And of course, a record to break and to prove himself as one of the most, the most decorated athletes of the modern generation. Maybe for now, it's fair to say only second to Eliud Kipchoge, who, as history stands and record remains, the greatest of all time. And of course, a prince was emerging, and we had seen some quite, outstanding performance from Calvin Kiptum, from Valencia in 2021 to London in 2023 and Chicago 2023 still. All this improving, setting records, and of course breaking. I'm talking about personal records and even the standing records. So this was an athlete who had actually, set his eyes firmly fixed on the prize, and he had the zeal, the energy, the vibe, the viper, and of course the venom to actually shine on the global stage. But sadly, this is how life works. And of course, today we are celebrating a remarkable feat and achievement that Calvin Kiptum has left for generation to emulate. His, passion, his hard work and ability to actually keep on pushing and eyeing for the prize. We hope that his demise will serve as a reminder and of course as a motivation to the generation to come that indeed it is possible if you believe. So I'm talking about a man who has actually set some sort of quite impressive statistics in every time, in every race that he undertook. And of course, to help me, navigate through this very troubled topic and a discussion that to many, it really breaks our heart to even talk about it, is my, able guest, Kevin Benson, and of course, Jijo. Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Is it fair to say Happy New Year?
Happy New Year.
Umepotelea wapi?
We just around, just hustling here and there. Maisha sto kidogo hapa kule, but we are back.
Wewe kama shabiki sugu wa
Police FC.
Police FC.
Manchester United, the mighty Manchester United.
Mlikuja na kiburi. Pesa inawapelekaje? Tuko wapi sasa?
Tulijua pesa na kucheza ball ni vitu mbili tofauti, but now tushachukua unajua tumejaribu kuchukua makoches kadhaa. The man from Korea, then we had another man from somewhere there in Asia. Now at least we have a local coach now working hard. At least we have 5 games unbeaten the run. And still today I can tell naona 1-0 mahali. So najua ndo tunaanza kupick from our form. So I'm 100% sure in the next 2 to 3 seasons hatutakosa katikati hizo tatu a trophy. That one I am 100% sure.
Well, history will judge you. Because Kenya police bana mulikuja na mbwembwe mahike. But
what happens ni hapa Kenya tunasemanga one thing, football is a business, an investment. So ukikuja lazima ukuwe na ile strategy, you know, you're supposed to know these are the type of players inakuja kuleta on board, unajua. And tulianza hivyo ndo tuanze kugain, hata tuanze kupata mafans. Mnachukua players from, that's why ulipata watu wengine walikuwa nasema sijui half of Police FC ni watu wa Gor Mahia, ni the old Gor Mahia. But right now tumepick up our form and now tumeanza ku include our young players. That's why you can see the likes of akina Tito Okello, young promising talents.
Okay.
When wanafunga mabao, and he's one of the top scorers right now as we speak, right?
Time will tell, time will tell. Benson, shabiki wa Manchester United sugu, lakini jezi ni ya Liverpool. Who is fooling who?
No one is fooling anyone. Pundits. It's either you are a pundit or a bandit. That's why we wear these jerseys.
So
back to Kevin Kiptum. I think he was one of an uprising star. Talk of Kevin Kiptum having majors, 2 gold majors. At 24, a very young player, a very young athlete. I'm sorry to say a player, a very young athlete. But again, getting into that realm and even outstanding the great Kipchoge. And I think his death has saddened all of us, also in the sporting world. And I really think, as a person at a personal level, having at the Chicago Marathon, then coming back again, having another gold major, having a personal best, we have lost a talent, Evans.
Indeed.
We have lost a talent.
Well, Jijo, historia Kelvin Kiptum ni sad sana, especially before the tragic accident. Alikuwa set personal best, like, na alikuwa na target. So one of the races before Olympics ilikuwa ni Rotterdam, and alikuwa participate in April. Ndo sasa a prepare for, you know, Paris Olympics. Na Paris Olympics ilikuwa like many people walikuwa na unexpected fireworks.
Exactly.
Because alikuwa na face against another legend, yes. And of course arguably one of the best marathoners of all time, Eliud Kipchoge. Well, as we speak, your race hatutaiona.
It is
the end of it. But ukiangalia fit yake 2021 Valencia aka surpass expectations zake yeye mwenyewe. Alisema yeye alikuwa like, during the interview aliulizwa like, so what was your target? Akasema I was planning to run under 2 hours 4 minutes and something, yeah. But akaenda under 2 hours and of course ilikuwa ni 2 minutes, right?
Exactly.
Then London akaenda 2 hours 1 minute. Then now Chicago under 2 hours 35 seconds. Wow, aka break the record. And of course, if you ask me, this is a player athlete mwenye ana keep on improving, race in, race out. And of course, this is now the discussion of now sub 2 hours ikaanza kuemerge, akasema like, it's now possible.
It is very much
and it
possible.
Was very close.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was really coming home, if you ask me.
And again, at that age, at 24, surpassing that personal best and a world record, that's an achievement.
Yeah.
That's an achievement.
Actually, I was watching this video of his dad, you know, mourning his son, and I could feel, you know, unafeel kuna venye huyo mzazi yako so much affected. Nilikuwa naangalia, you know, a man crying out loud. It is something that it is just out from it is from the heart, you know. It was a sudden death.
All right, so that is Kelvin Kiptum, and remember this particular week we have lost, you know, two. I'll call them legends now, and one of them is Henry Rono. So Henry Rono will go down in history as the first and the only athlete to actually break 4 world records under a span of 81 days. He broke the 3,000 meters steeplechase, 5,000 and 10,000 meters races, and this is a man that actually, you know, put Kenya on a global map as one of the most dominant sporting house as far as athletics is concerned. And with that, I want us to really move pretty quick to now the Kenya Premier League action, the matches that are lined up for today. And of course, we have a couple of matches that are just about, to kick off. I think 13 minutes to the kickoff. And one of great talking points, remember we have two matches that we'll be tracking. That is, remember Gor will be up against City Stars. And of course, we have the likes of Kakamega Homeboys who will be up against FC Leopards. But let's talk about this Gor. Before their defeat to Kenya Police, this is a team that was unbeaten.
They had unbeaten run, I guess, of more than 10 matches, actually. I think this season they have not even lost a single game. Isipokuwa hiyo sasa ya Police FC yenye walipigwa juzi a 3-1. It was a good one. Thanks to Tito Okello. Actually, that's why I'm saying that's a promising talent. He was actually the same guy who rested Harambee Stars during our friendly versus South Sudan. He's a very promising talent, and I'm very happy he's there. So I believe talking about Gor Mahia, kumekuwa na issues na scandals about some players they want to exist. There was kind of a relation that Eugene Firat alikuwa amesemekana kwamba atakuwa anachukua Onyango, the defender, and now Benson Omala. They were supposed to go I guess it was a transfer to a club in Europe. I don't know what happened. Kumekuwa na hizo scandals trying to make up their papers, and I don't know what happened lately, because after hiyo imeonekana ni kama imeanguka, then Benson Omala was supposed to travel to Algeria, then something else happened. So kumekuwa na hizo scandals about players, and that's why you can even tell, the moment there is a tunasemanga nini, hakuna ile good flow. Kuna watu wanasema hivi kwa klabu, kuna wengine wanasema hivi, CEO anasema hivi, wengine huko chini wanasema hivi. Sasa ma players wako at a certain point yenye tunasemanga they are not even sure what they want. That's why unapatanga au ma players kuwapeleka kwa uwanja they underperform, and that's why you have been seen with Gor Mahia. Unapata hata zile games zenye wana win just because of their form, wana win game ni kama wana push hivi, ni kama wanangangana, ni kama Benson Omala all of a sudden ameacha kufunga because of certain scandals. They actually had to give him some time to go and rest, wakampea hata counseling kwanza atulie, because kumekuwa na a lot of ups and downs pale Gor Mahia, and this could lead to Kakamega Homeboys even taking, wanaweza chukua hii trophy because vile wanafanya at the moment wako on top of their level, and it happened with them I guess it was one season ago when Kakamega Homeboys was leading. They were actually 10 points clear on top of the table. Then I don't know what happened. I don't know, was it Tusker ikakuja ikabeba, I don't know what happened, na wakafuta coach that particular time. So I believe this time Kakamega Homeboys they know what it takes to win a trophy, and I know Gor Mahia ikianza hizo mashida wameanza hapa pole hivi, Kakamega Homeboys can surpass them, and kuna chances Kakamega Homeboys can lift the trophy this season.
Okay. Benson,
I
ongelea about a house basically on fire. Do you think maybe this push and pull between the players and the hierarchy of God, or maybe tunaona 2 games, a loss and a draw?
I think I share very different sentiments from him. I look at a team that Gor Mahia will face today, City Stars, going 6 games unbeaten, then losing, then drawing, then again facing Gor Mahia. And of course, everybody expects Gor Mahia to win this game. Of course, City Stars come into the game as underdogs. Gor are leading the table, of course.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And we are looking at a team that has the likes of Benson Omala. This is a player that was supposed to go to that Algerian club because of those failed papers. So I'm looking at a team that lacks momentum. I'm also from the top striker. He's the leading top striker in KPL right now as it stands. Our own very Tusk FC player Eric Apaito stands at 6 goals. Omala is leading top of that chart. So I look at Gor as a team that will try to win this game. And if of course they win this game, you then expect them to compete. Everything and every time we've said that if Gor can compete in the CAF, in the Continental Cup of Africa, then we expect them to be at somewhere. Look at teams like Bandari. Those are teams that we have expected them. We've watched them play, and of course they've been there. So domestically, Gor and FC Leopards have, of course, they've dominated these KPL, FKF matches. I'm looking at these teams, and I'm looking at a team like Gor and City Stars. If City Stars win this game today, give them a momentum. Of course, as you said, homeboys will go above. We will try to go above Gor. And then if you are to look at that, then we want to expect that Gor will try to come back again with a plan. Because if Benson Omala lacks momentum, anajua angeenda apate pesa mingi huko, of course. Exposure. Are we talking of exposure? Tapata yo jamaa akicheza huko international, talk of scouts, then what do we expect? But if Kenyan football does not work that way, you are failing the play at the last stages of the game, the last stages of the contract.
Evans, on top of that, there is something I want to speak about Benson Omala, thinking that I think there was this time he was supposed to go to Sweden.
Yes.
He actually went there.
Yeah.
So what happened, when he went there, akaanza kuchezeshwa a different position. And this is what I want to tell young footballers, and you know, tangu tuanze football, the likes of akina Victor Wanyama, the likes of this Mariga and the rest, hawakuchukuliwa kucheza on the, now what do we call the profile football, high profile. They started wakati walitoka Kenya, wakaenda sasa wakaenda to in search of greener pastures, hapo ndo wakapata exposure. Because right now, especially kama sasa hivi yenye tumetoka from the ban, sai ni ngumu sana upate mascouts wanakuja Kenya. But the moment unaenda kuchezea team kama Simba, that's where you get exposure, and that's why ulipata mse kama Mandera Brian hakutoka from Kenya directly. Kuna places zenye ukienda utapata exposure from there, scouts lakini from ukiwa hapa kwa Kenya hakuna scouts sana. Wale mascouts wanakuja ni wa kama sasa Tanzania, you know, neighboring countries. And that's why ulipata watu kama kina Eric Apaito walikuwa wameenda Ethiopia, you see. That's why ulipata kina Kahata walienda Ethiopia tena huko Coffee FC, then he returned because hakuna ile purpose, unajua. Right now wale kama Benson Omala imefail kitu ya ile ya Sweden, ilifail kisababu ya kitu moja. Anataka kucheza position 9. Alifika huko akaanza kuchezeshwa kama fullback. And you know, it happens even Maju. I look at somebody like Thomas Partey who plays for Arsenal. Yeah. This guy wakati alikuwa Atletico Madrid alikuwa anacheza kama fullback. Wakati alikuja Arsenal, Arteta aliingililiwa sana mafans sababu kumtumia kama midfielder, but aliepuka kama alikuja kuwa one of the best defensive midfielders. Giving another example of Nsu. Huyo top scorer wa AFCON. Akienda huko Spain anacheza kama, actually he's a defender. Yeah. Lakini akikuja huku yeye ni striker. Na actually amekuwa top scorer wa AFCON.
Yeah. But this right
lakini sahi unafaa kucheza. I like the way Scott McTominay plays. You know? Akiingia Scotland, msee anaweza cheza kama number 5. He can play as attacking as number 9 force 9. He can play as a midfielder. All-round player, you see, and that is what we are lacking as Kenyan players. Utaki ile exposure, utaki kucheza different positions, na hiyo ndo inafanya players wakienda huko wanachanganyikiwa, wanashindwa, wanarudi. That is what happens. Wanafaa wajue nafaa kucheza positions tofauti, because you never know your luck. Unaenda huko unapata, unaona pale penye hakuna mtu, na you know, put it at your best. Ukifika hapo, you
never.
So
you are saying football is luck?
No, football is not luck. What am I trying to I'm trying to say, ukienda huko Maju, try to play. Unaona pale kale karoli kenye umepatiwa huko. Pia sababu hizi clubs zenye ni kubwa, pia ma coaches wao wakwangi tu hivi. These are people who labda hata even they owe CAF license. Labda the holders
and
they've
played, of course. Exactly. Coaches have played.
Exactly.
But one might argue, naangalia hii scenario, yes, tumeona kuna players zenye walikuwa unakuwa converted from your natural position to another position. Like for example Victor Moses akiwa Chelsea, Antonio Conte alimtumia kama defender, the right back. But imagine a player like Haaland. Haaland unajua kitu yenye anajua ni akipigiwa ball aruke kama Masai, header. Sasa kama huyo,
lakini hiyo ni ya Europe, lakini ukiangalia hapa Kenya it is more of physical. Bado hatuja adapt kuchukua ile modern football, and that is what is happening with the African football, African teams.
That's why
right now, that's why people were saying this year's tournament, AFCON tournament, was the best. Ukilinganisha na the last ones. Why? Because sababu tunaleta sasa the modern football, you know, tikitaka. And that is what sasa lazima tu adapt with the time. Tunajua sasa ni modern football, si ile ya kitambo unashika unapiga pass huko utafute striker. Right? It is not working that way nowadays. You just have to know how to, you know, unapiga vision uwanja mzima, unapiga pass hivyo mkienda kufunga. And that is what is happening with the best teams. Look like a team like Arsenal, a team like Liverpool, tikitaka, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that is Gor na City Stars, but before to move on, prediction yako?
Gor City Stars. Gor 2, City Stars 1.
My predictions draw.
Yeah. Well, there is another team here, and your team, Tusker FC.
Of course.
Tusker ni team yenye imekuwa ikifluctuate sana in terms of performance. This is a team that can beat you know, an opponent 4-0 na waende wa lose their consecutive matches. So what is happening with this you know, Tusker? And of course they'll be up I think they'll play tomorrow. They'll be up against KCB, another money bag, but really performance yao imekuwa down. And remember this KCB, they acquired the services of former Kakamega Homeboys coach, that is Bernard Mwalala. So what is happening with these two clubs?
I think as Tusker, are we under Robert Matano?
Robert Matano.
Yes, of course. We are under Robert Matano, the Lion. That's a very professional coach in Kenyan football. As
and
the
a very
Brewers,
experienced one.
Yeah, as the Brewers, of course, it's not a matter of fluctuating. Of course, we are trying as Tusker. We've tried with, if you remember the last season, tulikuwa hapo top 3. We really challenged for that top 3 before ni team gani litumaliza. I'll get those facts right. But as Tusker, I think the problem that we have is really overconfidence. Tunacharaza mtu 4-0, tunakuja, tuna dance, tuko na basi 1-0. As Brewers, of course, tunapigwa moja. Yes, that's what happened. No. But Tusker is a very good team, of course. Tusker established in 19 something as a team in football. I'll check that.
But history doesn't really matter. Any performance,
especially in Kenyan football.
In Kenyan football, of course.
I don't believe in history. Kenyan football, not at all.
If in Kenya Police, who is your top striker right now?
Tito.
Yeah. How many goals?
4 goals.
Thank you. Eric Apaito, Tusker, how many?
6 goals.
Thank you. Proceed.
Unajua nataka kunipinga na Tito Okello, but you know this is a foreign person, okay? He has not been here for so long, unlike Eric Apaito ako kwa his soil, you know, home soil. So how could differ?
But if you're in the team
right now as a striker, you know, you have to depend on other players. A good striker depends on other players, and that's why even in England, Erling Haaland depends on who?
Suppliers.
Exactly, Kelvin De Bruyne. And that is what is happening with the Kenya Police. Now at least we have some good midfielders. That's why you can see Tito Okello, and I can tell you for sure, if I'm supposed to pick either Tito Okello ama this guy, Eric Apaito, I'm going for Tito.
Okay.
He's a good finisher.
Prediction, KCB Tusker?
Tusker ina win. KCB hazifunga hata moja. 3-0.
3-0. Your prediction on that one?
4-0.
4-0.
Confidence.
Tomorrow, in tomorrow's fixtures, we have Kakamega Homeboys, who will welcome FC Leopards at Buhungu Stadium. Well, this FC Leopard under Thomas Tricher this is the rebirth of actually the real FC Leopard. And of course, they have gone like a lot of games unbeaten, and of course keeping clean sheet.
I think this will be their their fifth.
So kwa hii Ingo derby, unaona nani ako na upper hands? Because hii ni team yenye ukienda head on head wamekuwa like wakipelekana like.
But they what is happening with Bukungu Stadium? I don't know why, because most of their games they are just rescheduled. I don't know what is happening with Bukungu Stadium.
There is a construction ongoing.
Yeah. Oh, probably because niliona kwa the previous game walikuwa wanacheza na our guys from Mlima. I don't know what is happening with them. Muranga Seals wame reschedule hiyo game kama mara 3 hadi ikachezewa Nyayo finally. So I don't know what is happening, but if I believe if kama ni construction ina happen hapo sababu ya the coming AFCON on 2027, then well and good, at least we're in safe hands. Lakini tukiongelelea kuhusu Kakamega Homeboys versus AFC, this is a lifetime match. This is a match worth to be watched because these are top teams. Ingwe hatunaita idabi inaitwaje?
Ingo.
Oh, Ingo. Because right now AFC were on top of their form. Then look at Kakamega Homeboys, their stats, you know. They have been working massively this season, and I believe this will be a huge game. Na sidhani ni game itakuwa na mabao sana. So my predictions draw.
I'm looking at a team like Leopards, a team that has kept winning 4 straight games in a row. Give me 3 clean sheets, concede 1, lose to Bidcom. I don't expect a draw from Leopards. Of course, I predict a Leopards win in that game. Yeah.
With impressive performance, and remember these are 2 coaches who are very new to this club because you remember Thomas Trucha took the mantle from a very local coach who was really struggling at the beginning of the season. And of course, these FC Leopards back then, if we were to have this discussion, then I don't think if maybe owing to the trajectory back then, maybe this is a team that would have been fighting for relegation battle. But as things stand, maybe it's rebirth. They are waking up and beating teams. Remember they beat even Tusker.
Yeah, of course.
So this is a very dangerous team to face right now. And the way you said, Kakamega Homeboys, sijui wanaweza surprise God nini. I think hapa a team to beat is FC Leopard, if you ask me.
Exactly.
With this trajectory.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This actually will determine what will happen during the Shemeji derby. That one I'm 100% sure.
100% sure. Anyway, so let's move on through
Police FC.
And we are coming on that. So Police FC, let me just read you through these fixtures. Ndo tukikuja kwa Police FC tuko and bit. So remember early kickoff was between Postal Rangers and Ulinzi Stars.
They are 1-0
and
right now, half time.
And the scores, as you can see, it's 1-0. And of course we have Nzoia Sugar still against Bandari FC. And we have that match, it's already 5 minutes on. Then we have Muranga Seals, who are currently playing Bidco United. And of course we have City Stars against that is Gor Mahia. That match will be played at exactly 4 p.m. Then Police vs Shabana, and that match will still be played at exactly 4 p.m. East African local time. And Kenya Police, Shabana, a quick one.
Police win. I'm actually happy because, you know, Shabana fans are bringing resources into our stadium because there are so many. Sijui wanashabikia nini hapo. There's nothing to be happy for. So hapo Teresa nimeona hapo analipishwa 200, then VIP ni 1k. So I'm 100% sure hapa umeleta resources tujenge hiyo uwanja sasa tukuwa na stands za mafans. Thank you.
Now this Kenya Police, what is happening with you guys? The last match muli hike ticket prices what's up?
Gor Mahia against Gor Mahia, that's a top team. And you know Police also is a top team.
Manza kusota.
Hii ni team ya ma VIP sasa si kusota, tunafanya business. I guess the person who is responsible for now that department is working extra hard, and that is what we want with Kenyan football. Let's start showing people that, you know, we are worth this amount of money. Yeah.
Shabana, Kenya Police.
3-0, correct score.
In favor of who?
Kenya Police.
Anyway, so on tomorrow we have Sofapaka will be up against Mohoroni Youths.
I don't know why you have skipped Nairobi City Stars versus Gor Mahia.
We'll come. We've already been talking about that. Then we have Kariobangi Sharks against Talanta. Then Kakamega Homeboys against FC Leopards. Then
Tusker versus KCB.
Tusker, KCB. So those are the fixtures of the Kenya Premier League, and of course we are just waiting to see what, you know, how things will turn out to be. And of course the match that we're really tracking is the Gor vs City Stars. Two teams. City is a team that right now will describe them as a red hot.
Exactly.
Thank you. This is a team that can actually challenge for title. So this one inaenda kuwa very tricky for Gor. If at all hizi story mnatuambia about players, of course Benson Omala amekuwa akikula bench for quite a while.
I actually think he will not be
fit for this.
Yeah.
Mentally.
Yeah, mentally.
All right.
Even physically.
So that is you know, Kenya, the Football Kenya Federation Premier League matches, and of course we are tracking this. Remember, it's kickoff time for some. We are still waiting for 2 more matches that are scheduled to kick off at exactly 4 p.m. And of course, with that, we'll be taking a very short break. And when we come back, we'll be switching gears rather to the English Premier League. And of course, in line with that, we'll give you a detailed analysis of, you know, of what to expect as far as big teams. Today we have big game actually, Manchester City, Chelsea, and of course still we have some Champions League matches, the ones that were played at midweek, and of course we have others lined up for next week. So it's really, you know, packed up. And of course before that we have before we take this short break, remember earlier on we were talking about you know, some legends who have really put Kenya on a global map. And let me just bring you up to speed with, you know, when you talk about breaking 4 world records in a span of 81 days. So what do you mean? So we are talking about Henry Rono, the greatest marathoner arguably, who really, you know, put Kenya on a global map. Remember in 1978 in Canada during the Commonwealth Games, he won 3,000 meters steeplechase, 5,000 meters at the same time. Then the same year in 1978 in the African Games in Algiers, that is in Algeria, he won 3,000 meters steeplechase and 10,000 meters. Remember, this is a man who broke record in those you know, field, 3,000 meters steeplechase, 3,000 meters, 5,000, and of course 10,000. Henry Rono. And in line with that, now that we are due to take our second break here, remember our question of the day we are asking between Manchester City and of course Chelsea, who will reign supreme? Talk to us on all of our social media platforms. We are live on YouTube at KUTV Kenya. You can tweet me at Auma Evans. Remember to use the hashtag on the spot. So we take this short break. When we come back, it's all about international review.
Are Are you an aspiring media practitioner, a graduate, or you just want to advance your skills in television production? Then welcome to Kenyatta University, where education meets innovation. KUTV, the premier university television station in Kenya, is now offering short courses in TV studio, field technical operations, and video editing. Through these courses, you will acquire hands-on skills on camera operations, media production, lighting techniques, audiovisual editing, and sound and visual control, and how to operate key equipment in modern TV control room. Enroll today at KUTV and discover your full potential in cutting-edge TV broadcasting. Graduates of these courses will receive professional certificates. For more information, visit our offices at KUTV Studios or call us on 020-870-4252 or 020-870-4255 or SMS us on 0739-110-544. KUTV, a new experience.
Baada ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila uoga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Technology, science, innovation, ICT and research. These are the ingredients upon which the solutions to the 21st century problems are founded. In a world that is rapidly changing, it's all hands on deck to ensure a balance in all fields of life. Women, young and old, are also in the front line, breaking the glass ceiling, becoming thought leaders in the larger tech space. Not forgetting other societies marginalized. And when the tech Avengers come together, we inch closer to a much safer, efficient, and sustainable world. What we view as a norm in today's advanced world was just an idea, and for nostalgic reasons, we trace back to the iconic days to bring you the retro tech. On Tech Innovation Show, we encapsulate all the pillars of the fourth industrial revolution, decoded in a language, all for one for all. Every Monday at 8:30 as we push the mantra, keep learning something new each and every day. Only on KUTV, a new experience.
What are some of the ways through which you can develop these skills so that we are comfortably fitting into the job?
You have to put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable. Uncomfortable in the sense that you are not clear about what to do.
Because I used to work a corporate job before. So when I left, I happened to visit someone's farm around this area.
So this project is called Security Breach Detector and Readiness Familiarize. It is meant to be used to detect, detonate explosives.
We'll tackle all the tough issues, discuss all the weird moments, and hopefully share a few laughs along the way.
All right, so welcome back, and this is the last segment of On the Sport Show, where we take you through matters, international sports review. And remember, in line with that, we are asking you, between Manchester City, the defending champions, and of course Chelsea, who will reign supreme. They meet tonight in the English Premier League, and of course the stadium is Etihad. The two teams are Manchester City and of course Chelsea. Remember, players ni 11 each. Tunasema ref anafaa kuwe neutral, so the ground will be fair for each team. So which team do you think between Chelsea and Manchester City will carry the day? So that is our question of the day. We are asking you. Remember, you can be part of this discussion. You can talk to us, send in your thoughts, comment, and of course we'll be sure to sample them at the tail end of this show. Alright, so in line with that, let me take you pretty quick through the English Premier League fixtures. And of course, early kickoff is just 13 minutes away. Brentford against Liverpool. And of course, remember this is in line with Liverpool is among the teams that are in that bracket of 3-horse race. So they'll be chasing for these 3 points to keep up the momentum. So they lead. And of course, the only difference between them and Manchester City is that Manchester City has a game in hand should they win. And of course, the table will now be overturning. So this is indeed a 3-horse race where we have the likes of Liverpool, Manchester City, and of course, at a close, Arsenal. So in today's fixture, Brentford welcome Liverpool. And of course, we have Burnley, who will entertain Arsenal at Turf Moor. And of course, later on we have Newcastle will be up against Bournemouth, and that match will be played at St. James Park at exactly 6 p.m. East African time. In line with that, we have Fulham will entertain Aston Villa, and of course Nottingham Forest will be up against West Ham. This West Ham team is the one that shipped in 6 goals courtesy of generous Arsenal. Well, then later on we'll have Tottenham against Wolves. Then we have Manchester City vs Chelsea, and that match will be at exactly 8:30 p.m. Well, big match. So let's talk about this one, and I'll pretty quick. We have Liverpool will be up against Brentford. So Liverpool, they are rocked with a couple of injuries. So what's your take? Do you think maybe Liverpool leo is their day to shine ama kuwa outshined?
I'm looking at a Liverpool team that has very pacey players. Give me Darwin Núñez, give me Jota, give me the likes of Gravenberch, give me Harvey Elliott. These are young players. Mo Salah sidelined, Trent sidelined, but then facing a Brentford team that has the services of the likes of Ivan Toney, then expect Ivan Toney to perform. All bookies give Liverpool an odd of 1.7. So pretty quick, I think Liverpool will win this game, but they will consider goal 3-1 full time.
Prediction, yeah.
Gage Community Stadium, of course, I believe Brentford actually ni ngumu sana wa kufanya utoke na clean sheet. So I'm believing even if Liverpool is gonna win this match, they won't keep a clean sheet. Then actually they don't have their first goalkeeper, that is Alisson Becker. He was actually confirmed he has an hamstring injury. Then the legs of Trent Alexander-Arnold, actually he's also out with an injury. Mohamed Salah is yet to be back, I guess. He's not yet fit.
Yeah.
So I believe it will be a tough game because Brentford is a very harassing team, with the likes of Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney is a good striker actually on top of the market. We are actually heading to the July transfer window. It is actually the biggest one. So I know this is a time to shine because he actually wants his market value to also rise, and he's actually, most of the teams are actually targeting to sign him probably in the near future. So I believe he's gonna perform today because Liverpool is a mighty team, and performing against a mighty team, then actually on your home ground, then
that's prestigious.
Exactly. So kipaumbele mimi nitasema tu Liverpool ata win, but it won't be a huge win, so it's kind of a 2-1 win or 3-1 win.
Okay. Then we have Arsenal will be up against Burnley, and of course Burnley is at home, and of course they face Arsenal, a team that you know, punished. In fact, in Swahili they say walibebesha mtu kapula bao sita. So what do you think? Although this is the Arsenal versus Burnley fixture, in as much as Arsenal confirmed, but it has been a very tricky fixture between these two teams. So what's your take today? Do you think maybe Arsenal wataendelea na the impressive record?
Give me momentum from a 6-0 win over West Ham. Give me momentum. Of course, Burnley. Is it tough? That's their stadium that they are playing. Company trying to do his things. Look at the teams like Burnley, Sheffield, and then watch Arsenal trying to catch up the pace. Look at Liverpool leading the top of the table. Look at Liverpool, then look at Arsenal. Of course, they'll be trying to get at least to close the gap between those two teams that are ahead of them. So I of course I expect Arsenal to win that game. I will give them a clean sheet.
Clean sheet.
Clean sheet. 3-0. Arsenal win.
3-0.
Yeah. Ateta. Watch that man.
Hello, Ateta.
Ateta.
Okay.
Thank you.
Vincent Company has actually worked with Ateta that is backing wakiwa Man City. So I believe Ateta ni mtu anajua vile Company will approach vitu. So I'm 100% sure he's already aware what he's expecting, and I'm 100%, you know, he's a tactical coach, by the way. And I can tell
how tactical.
Very much tactical in terms of, you know, making substitute and whatever. Because, you know, the moment Arsenal ile pace wanaanza now from the word go, that's the same pace when yanamaliza now. That's why you don't find them. It is hard for them to concede goals in the last minutes, unlike other teams. So I'm 100% sure atatrashi hii Burnley vipasana.
Well, you talk about two coaches when you work together. So for me, according to my reading, if you know my tactics, na tuko in the same house, chances ni hata pia mimi najua how you reason.
Vincent Company is a pet right now in the English Premier League. He's just a pet. He's a newcomer, you know.
It's like Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney alipatiwa Everton.
Exactly. He did nothing. Same case to Lampard.
When
he was given Chelsea.
Derby. Akaenda wapi?
But Lampard aliperform under Chelsea.
Yes, under Chelsea, but
in fact Lampard akiwa was it what is this team? Derby County. Derby County.
Kwenye Liverpool nye Wayne Rooney alifanya
akaperform.
Thank you.
Chelsea ilikuwa in a crisis. Ikamchukua. For me, I can tell you, of all the coaches when you may come under the spell of let's say maybe 3 seasons, I think the coach mjana deserve the crown for actually making an achievement for Chelsea. When you talk about players like
that is in terms of signing
Reece James, Mount, like
Mount,
credit goes to Lampard. Champions League, Lampard.
But he was unable to use
that was luck.
No, it was not luck, my friend. Unapiga mtu na kanyaga mtu hadi si nani anaitwaje? Eduardo. Alienda na Golden Gloves kumaanisha, you know, that's not luck.
The only problem we have here, you are speaking as a Chelsea fan.
All right.
Yeah. That's the reason. Lakini sometimes, you know, tukisema coach akona good stats, tunataka tuongee. Unajua when you're discussing about Mourinho, hapo unakuanga na facts, sababu ukiingia kwa cabinet kuna ya Mourinho pale, Champions League,
Porto,
UEFA Europa League. Exactly.
Chelsea,
so
Real.
Lampard has nothing.
Yeah. In his cabinet, nothing.
Okay.
It's a dusty one.
Sawa. All right, so pretty quick, let's move now to the big match. Manchester City, Chelsea. Now, honest opinion, I know the two of you in Manchester, but what do you think?
Give me Manchester City, give me Chelsea. Give me Chelsea who sit 10th in the table. Give me a team that have lost the past 4 to 5 games at to Man City. The previous before you drew that 4-4 call, Palmer scoring that penalty was a 4-0 loss. Was it an FA Cup?
And
tukuweka first choice.
We don't care. Football is football.
No, you then, must be. Lazima ukuwe na.
You know. Fair. No way. If you are a coach and you want your team to perform, give me your best starting 11. Give me Manchester City. The past 4 to 5 games, 1-0, 2-0, 1-0, 2-0, 4-0.
Wamewin against Aston Villa kwa FA Cup.
Of course.
And actually that was I don't know.
And they think it will give them momentum. Today, correct score. Man City 4, Chelsea 1. Haaland to score, KDB to score. Take that to the bank.
I take it to the bank.
Take that to the bank.
Wow.
Well, speaking, I guess now this one taongea kama just a sports analyst. It will be a difficult game.
Yeah, of course.
Because right now as you speak, kwa EPL I guess apart from Man City, the next team yenye iko so stable hapo kwa midfield ni Chelsea. Ukiongea statistically, that is true.
Give it to us.
Because no, let's just learn to give credit where it is due.
Of course, give the devil his due.
So what I believe today, it won't be an easy game, but with what I see with Chelsea, they like conceding at the last minutes. That's I don't know why. Sijui kuna culture fulani hapo ya kufungwa dakika za mwisho.
Watch them today.
So I believe Man City ina keep momentum from the word go to the last minutes. Kuna high chances even utapata hata labda even Haaland can't score because watamshika hapo. But the likes of Alvarez, Foden, these young people, they'll be scoring today, and don't forget
Haaland will score.
Definitely.
Nasikia mnasema
Haaland,
Foden, sijui Alvarez, kwani Chelsea ina watu?
Call Palmer is call. Ni sawa.
Labda penalty.
Jackson?
Who is Jackson?
Jackson unajua I don't know
conversion rate.
Conversion rate yake ni very poor. The guy
statistically speaking, conversion rate ya Jackson in the past 5 matches 61.4% if I'm not wrong.
I don't know why I see him as a number 10.
Jackson,
I don't see him as a striker.
Conversion rate statistically wrong. Give him Modric. Ata convert. Hata kama hajakuwa akianzishwa, akipata chance.
Lakini kuna jamaa anapenda pale
Chelsea. Nkunku.
Conor Gallagher. That guy is working.
Midfielder.
A very good midfielder.
And of course, let me ask you. So for Chelsea to win, wanahitaji kufanya nini?
You cannot win.
The only way you can win is around ukipata opportunity hata kuwa katikati ya uwanja.
Convert. Conversion rate.
Hiyo kujaribu kucheza tikitaka kama the 2016 Real Madrid, it won't happen.
What Man City does with you, Man City na break down. Watapiga pass. Man City will pass around. KDB vision, nipatie pass moja Foden, nipatie
Rodri.
Doku, nipatie Rodri nye ujaona.
Actually wanataka vijana kama
happens, they convert. And that's why hata mkidraw juu mlikuwa mmekujia na Jackson hiyo 4-4 and then Palmer 3-4 mlikuwa by the way you are leading.
Viari kafanya ile kitu.
Thank you. If Chelsea can convert their chances, of which of course mnaingia Etihad leo, of course.
Na si theater.
Of course, no,
theater.
Manchester is Manchester.
No, I'm not talking about Manchester.
Okay. But
anything can happen.
You will lose. Blue. You are losing.
Sky blue.
You will lose.
Do you believe this is a derby?
This is not a derby. This is not a derby. This is not a derby. This will never be a derby.
It's not a derby.
This will never be a derby.
But what I know, tonight tunakanyaga shingo.
You cannot.
Leo ni ile siku.
Kick off East African time at 30 p.m. Australia.
Nitakupigia.
Niambie.
Nitakupigia
you are losing.
Do you know
I will call you at 10.
Do you know I am telling you for this one, in as much as Chelsea wanaonekana the underdogs, maybe they stand a chance.
No chance.
City, listen. City ni team ya tiki-taka. Chelsea in a press nowadays. But the only mistake with Chelsea, wana concede a lot. Umeelewa?
Especially
and shida ya Chelsea mostly ni defense. defense. Midfield wako fit.
You lack Chris James. You lack Chilwell. Umeanzisha nani?
And that's the
Barashi.
problem. That's the problem. The defense.
You
is
are
the
full
problem.
backs. I loved Chris James last season. Alikuwa anawasaidia. Defensive wise na attacking wise. Na ndio maana Southgate the coach of England alikuwa anatafuta hata Chris James anamweka kwa squad. Aya. If Southgate, I'm sure he will come to watch that game. And as scout nani? Watch.
Anyway, this one is a tricky one, and for me, for your 4-1 yako, I don't think so. It's a tricky one.
4-1.
If Chelsea can work on their defense, then tonight one is a challenge for a point, regardless.
There is no
of
point.
The environment, atmosphere.
No point.
Because if they can only work on defense, because midfield tuko fit, that one I can tell you.
What about your
leave alone conversion rate, because si Jackson peke yake ndako field. We have the likes of Raheem Sterling there. Palmer, yes. Nkunku there.
Thank you.
Nimeona umeweka Sterling kwa market. What is happening?
Yeah.
Market value imeshuka. The market value of Sterling imeshuka.
It's because it's a competitive team.
There is no
with the likes of Nkunku on the bench. I mean on the team. We have this boy.
It's your team.
Nkunku is not promising.
No.
Injuries.
It's injury, but right now ako on form, ako fit. So they have to compete.
Compare your team with Man City. Which team has the squad depth?
It's Manchester City.
Thank you. That's close.
But Chelsea is a team under transition. We're working on that.
Like Manchester.
Okay, Manchester. Sawa. So on Sunday, we have Manchester United, of course, will be up against Luton. Of course,
Oiland.
Prediction?
Garnacho to score. Garnacho to score.
How many?
Kobe Mainoo to score.
3-1.
Everton, Crystal Palace.
Everton, Palace, 1-1. Bro.
Everton, Palace. Hey, it's a tricky one. I'll go with Crystal Palace.
Sheffield, Brighton.
Brighton, 3-0.
Brighton.
Umeaminia Brighton.
Brighton ni hatari bana.
Anyway, so that is English Premier League fixtures, and of course, yes.
But then before we tutoke hapo, is this point of, Jim, the new guy who owns some shares there, Manchester United. Kuna venye anataka recruit this athletics to be training with the first team, the likes of Akina Eliud Kipchoge. So I don't know why you people are not discussing about it. It's a huge one, We want pace.
All right.
At Old Trafford.
Okay, so let's switch gears to UEFA Champions League round of 16, and of course the first match was played on Tuesday. Then Bayern Munich waliingia kichinjioni wakiwa na Lazio.
Of course.
And kina Mozea. What is happening there?
Pochettino.
Afanya nini?
A coach that at Tottenham was underperforming. Unampatia Bayern apeleke wapi?
Poche.
I'm wrong. Lazio. You know what happened between that game between Lazio and Bayern was one thing. Kama will watch first half. If you watch the first half of that game, Joshua Kimmich, he had most chances. We all expected Bayern to score at least a goal. Nani walifall before Immobile converted that penalty. Thank you. Upamecano. There is no way a defender utafanya kitu kama hiyo. But of course they were away. They expect in the second leg to expect Bayern. Do you remember the Bayern that ilicheza nani 8? Arsenal.
Ndo walichuja Arsenal the last time Arsenal
8 goals. 8 goals. Watch Bayern at home, but again they are shaky. They are very shaky this season. Very shaky. Losing 3-0 to Bayern Leverkusen. Thank you to Xabi Alonso. A very good coach. And of course Leverkusen are playing. Leverkusen are playing today against Heidenheim. Expect them to win. Nimewabetia by the way.
Massively. Win massively.
Because momentum is lacking at Bayern. Yeah.
Now, what is happening with Bayern? There is one thing that is happening. We are talking about Thomas Tuchel. This man is a defensive coach. He's a defensive coach. You know, and that is not, unajua kuna ile philosophy ya team. They are usually used to attacking, you know. Bayern actually have very good strikers, very good finishers, the likes of Akina Choupo-Moting, the likes of Hurricane and the rest. You know, what is happening with them? Sai wanachukua kila team, wanacheza defensively. And that's why unapata Upamecano wanapewa red card. Do you know the guy amekuwa misused for the past 6 games na Thomas Tuchel? He doesn't play the way he used to play when Nagelsmann was there. The reason is because he's getting misused. Unajua kuna ule player fulani unajua ukimchezesha hapa unaona ana hema kabisa. And that's what happened actually the moment Tuchel aliingia hapo. It was total problem for Upamecano. And Tuchel right now hata kwa market value yake imeshuka because people believe now he's unproductive. Unlike before, Upamecano was actually on top of the, you know, he was actually amongst the hata FIFA ukicheza na yeye. Lakini sahi hayuko. The reason is because anakuwa misused. Thomas Tuchel is a defensive coach. And that's why you are finding team kama Lazio unajua is a pressing team. So ikipata na team yenye inacheza defensively hapo, high chances ni atoja jamaa atapiga mtu kiatu hapo. Atapewa red card. That's what exactly happened. It is time for Bayern to go and think, you know, the management to think. Find a coach who is not a defensive one. This is an attacking team. And that is what is lacking. Hawana ile momentum ya kuattack. That's why you can see the likes of Akina Hurricane hawafungi. Kuna ile imeshuka, ile the form imeshuka shuka. Unaona? They are supposed to find a good coach. Somebody who is enticing watu wafunge mabao.
All right. Well, another game that we saw a score margin of 1-0.
Real Madrid.
That is Real Madrid, and of course,
yes.
Well, Real Madrid at this stage ni timu yenye na kuokota zako 3-4 juu in this stage ndo ile wanasemanga they mean business.
You know, I was looking at that game. Talk of two teams that are very pacey. Leipzig could have scored even 4, even 5. Thanks to the heroics of this goalkeeper Looney, in the absence of Couture. Yes. And you know, they say miracles happen at Santiago Bernabeu, and it will happen again. Brahim Diaz, that color was awarded. Look at a team like Real Madrid having Vinicius Jr., the likes of Rodrigo, the likes of Camavinga,
Jude Bellingham,
the likes of Bellingham, of course, the God himself. Real Madrid. If you are a Manchester fan, you support Real Madrid.
Definitely.
But again, that was a fine margin. And if Leipzig come to Santiago and they try even to get one, I don't think they'll stand a chance because these two teams are attacking. And Leipzig ni team yenye imekuwa na players wanauza. Leipzig wanauza watu sana. And this is a team that of course you expect them to perform in the Champions League. But again, looking at a team like Real Madrid, the prowess that Real Madrid have, they experience the Champions League. Even look at the youngsters. Kama Brahim Diaz anafunga bao kama hiyo,
kuna future.
What do you expect? There is a very big future at Real Madrid.
You know, talking about future, then PSG against Real Sociedad. Of course, Mbappe anafanya mambo yake pale. Then tulikuwa na another youngster pia ka paint his name in the annals of history. Well, compare the two teams, unaweza sema like kuna moja ni underdog hapa, but analysis ya hiyo game, what do you think especially going to the second round?
Well, I think at this stage that's where we see PSG performing, but I'm 100% sure when wakifika hapo quarter finals,
the big stage,
hatuwezi waona tena, and that is what usually happens with them. They have had top scorers before, you know, top world class players, you know, the likes of Akina Messi, you know, Neymar Jr.
Even in the past, losing to Barcelona, comeback 6-5.
Exactly.
You remember?
Yeah. Back in the days. So PSG, we have seen them in the quarterfinals, but ikifika quarterfinals hatuoni tena. The reason is because pale kuna strategy fulani na kuanga pale PSG. And kama said now ile kitu inaongelelewa sana pale PSG, it's about the exist of Mbappe, you know.
Yeah. And he's leaving.
He's leaving actually. He's actually confirmed.
Real Madrid.
He's leaving, and now they are actually on, you know, they are in the market now. Wanatafuta sasa Rafael Leao, you know, ni one of the targeted young talents. Ingie kama replacement ya Mbappe, of which
Amasaka hivi wa Arsenal.
Bukayo.
There is no
But I think PSG is just a team that it is just there to ensure kuna psych pale,
kuna numbers.
But the moment Mbappe leaves, I don't think tutapata ile the same
Farmers League.
Yeah.
Neymar left. Mbappe is leaving.
Messi left.
What do you expect?
So, all right, big question. What do you expect? Manchester City, Copenhagen, 3-1.
Oh, talking point.
But you know, this is a Copenhagen team that beat Galatasaray, Manchester United. What's up?
Thank you. That was Manchester United.
And that was Europa League.
You cannot compare Manchester United to Manchester City right now at the standards that we are. And of course, even in the reverse fixture, Copenhagen versus Man City. Of course, Man City will win. Of course, it goes without saying, Man City will win. Copenhagen, of course, in their league, they are trying. Denmark League. They is sitting 6th or 5th. They are trying with the teams like Midtjylland and Viborg. But coming to the Champions League, qualifying as a team that has won that Denmark League, then it's called the Super League. Then come to the Champions League, and you are meeting the giants.
La Liga, EPL. Syria.
There is no way you expect Copenhagen to beat Manchester City.
It's possible.
It is close to impossible.
Close to impossible.
If you watch the
Correct
game.
score 3-0.
If you watch the game.
Momentum.
I think defense ya Copenhagen ilifunguka to the last minute. You remember?
That's how Man City played. That's how Man City played.
That's why I've told you.
That's why
right now.
If you cannot maintain your pressure, if you cannot maintain that pressure, Man City will break you down like they'll do to you today, Chelsea. Man City maintain that momentum till the last minute of the game. And Pep is a very professional coach, very tactical.
Okay.
Watch that.
All right. So we have now, those are the matches that were played midday. Then we have upcoming matches, or midweek. We have upcoming matches. And of course, we have PSV will be up against Borussia Dortmund. And so let me read them first, then we'll talk about them later. Then we have Inter Milan against Atletico Madrid. Then Porto versus Arsenal. And of course, Napoli, Barcelona.
Your PSV, I think that is the last team that knocked actually Arsenal out last time.
Of course.
It was the one. Actually, they went to extra time. I remember I was watching that game, and PSV, it's a harassing team as well.
Even this season.
Exactly. So I believe for that one, PSV is a win.
It's a win against Dortmund.
It's a win. You know, Borussia Dortmund wamekuwa kihesitate. Sijui kama umeona for the last few games kuna venye hata wana win, they are struggling.
Dortmund will be facing Wolfsburg today at 5:30, of course.
Exactly.
So if Wolfsburg are at home, Dortmund is away. If by any chance Wolfsburg beat Dortmund today, then Dortmund at that Bundesliga table wanashuka. And then we are looking at that game, PSV, a very attacking team. That's a team that has goals, of course. So my prediction, that game, Dortmund will score. I give it a draw, 2-2. 2-2.
Inter Milan, Atletico Madrid.
Inter Milan on top of their form. Then this is now Atletico Madrid. They are good performers, especially in Champions League. We have seen them in finals being knocked out by Real Madrid. So
Diego
Simeone is an experienced coach actually in the UEFA Champions League. So I believe it will be a tough game, and I go with a draw. A 1-1 draw.
Atletico win 2-1.
2-1. FC Porto vs Arsenal. Vijana wa Arteta.
Arsenal win 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
Staki tumike na mafans against me, I'm not sure. But mtu wa kubet goal.
Ni support.
Well, this team FC Porto, especially kikuja in these stages, this is a team that test a lot of teams, especially the English.
Last time that is what they did.
So this is a very dangerous team.
Yeah, of course.
And if you ask me, this is a team that Arsenal actually wanafaa wakuwe very keen.
Very
if
cautious.
really they
and
want
if
to
Porto score
advance.
first, the legs of Otavio, kina Saka wataona moto.
End of road. This is a tricky one. Okay. Then Barcelona and Napoli.
Napoli kichwa.
Barcelona wako chini season. Sorry to say. I've looked at a Barcelona team that has been very performing. Sasa wanasaidiwa na kijana mchanga Yamal 16 year old anawasaidia sana Yamal. And then look at the Napoli
depth.
team. Osimhen is back in that team. So expect Napoli at home.
They don't
at
have
home.
They don't
in
have
Italy,
they have no injuries.
Napoli at home. They are very dangerous. Very dangerous. I'll give them an edge. This is a Napoli team that has even beaten Liverpool.
I remember.
Exactly.
You remember?
At home.
Watch Napoli.
A thorough one.
2-1 full time. Napoli win.
2-1. A prediction?
2-0.
2-0.
Barcelona want to score against the Napoli.
They won't manage?
They won't.
2-1.
Your defense in Napoli is world class.
Solid.
It's a solid defense.
Even when they lost Koulibaly.
Exactly. Now they have this young man. Market value yake iko juu. Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah, Kvaratskhelia.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, because it's round of 16, and very soon we'll narrow it down to the quarterfinals, the round of 8. Well, we have the likes of Real Madrid, the most successful team as far as UEFA
football
is concerned. Then we
Man
have Manchester City,
former champions.
We have runners-up, that is Inter Milan. We have Barcelona, a team that has history.
Napoli is there.
We have Napoli. We have Arsenal, of which we can't really talk much about Arsenal ikikuja kwa champe, but wako hapo. And maybe because of their form this time round, maybe tutaweza consider as among the horses in this one. So among those teams zenye nimekutajia, so who do you think maybe race tuna narrow down to who and who?
Man City, Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. Of course, Man City, I'll side with you. Hiyo ni final yako?
Hiyo ni final yangu.
Final yako?
Real Madrid. Napoli.
Real Madrid, Napoli.
Yep.
Very interesting choice. Why?
The reason why siwezi chukua Napoli na Real Madrid, it's because kuna two teams ziko pale Serie A.
Yeah.
That is Inter Milan and Napoli. And if you look at the stats now, look at the table, look at their form right now. Inter Milan is actually it is actually on top of the table, right?
Yeah, that's why.
So
watakuwa na nini? Endelea.
Ukipea Napoli upper hand kwa hiyo kwa situation kama hiyo, I just want to see Napoli and Inter Milan meeting kwa Champions League. I would love to see
if you know nani wanaongoza Serie A?
Inter.
Thank you. Napoli kuna mangapi? Around 4 or 5. So I think Napoli will be trying so hard because look at the teams like AC Milan, they are there. Look at the other teams like that are coming up like Atalanta. So if Napoli wanajua waki lose each chance wakijaribu ku knock out ama wafike final wasonge, because Inter they are kuna very high chances Inter can win again the Syria, but Napoli is still there. Osimhen amerudi. Watch those two teams.
He was actually there.
Then
I'm for just 1 month. And nothing was actually, nothing big was happening. So I don't think that Osimhen yendo kama nabeba team itself. Lakini ukiangalia Inter Milan, it is so composed, you know. So me I believe upper hand hata siwezi kuzia mahali Napoli somewhere ama nini. Napoli ni team ya kusuasua like last season. They were actually on top of their form, you know. But the moment they released some players, that's when we
But in the
saw
Champions
now
League,
Napoli. Champions League has its history, you know.
Thank you.
So I believe Inter Milan, it will be among the best teams, but I believe he neither Spain ama England. Trust you me. It's either Real Madrid ama Man City.
We watch.
Kuja kuona finals.
We watch.
Ingine massive.
Let's watch.
Kuna two teams unajua nimeziomit personally tu ndo nisikie your take on this. Two teams in the, if you ask me, it doesn't matter the performance ya first round. Bayern and of course PSG. This team, for example, Bayern, this is a team that first of all walitandika Barcelona. Their route now to actually clinching the UEFA Champions League. So this is a team that has proven that they are there to compete for this and to challenge for this title. And most of the time wamekwanga the team to beat, if you ask me, because they exit at round of 16.
Yeah.
They have never. So this is a team that wamecraft.
History favors them.
Yeah, wamecraft their own way of actually, you know, competing for this title. Don't you think in this discussion they deserve a seat?
Bayern, I'm looking at a Bayern team that has not proven a point to me this season at any stage. Bayern team that huyu coach anakosa tactics. Tuchel. Sorry, nilikuwa nimesema Pochettino, huyo ni wa PSG. Tuchel anakosa tactics, and statistically speaking, let me remind you, the former coach of Bayern, Nagelsmann. You know, nani? Huyo Tuchel, points amelose this season na game amelose this season, as per now, ni mingi hata kuliko zenye Nagelsmann alilose before football. Take that the bank. Take that, you can Google that.
It is that. Very true.
Ame lose game ngapi?
Sasa ame lose 8 na Nagelsmann alikuwa
lose ngapi?
No.
I guess they were less than 7 actually.
Take that the bank. And Skiza, that's your coach. Alikuwa Chelsea.
Okay,
I'm speaking statistically. Statistically, Tuchel has underperformed kuliko Nagelsmann.
Okay, let's be fair on him.
You cannot be fair on him.
Leverkusen
give me a
lead, right?
Yeah.
Unbeaten. Bayern wamepoteza, I think, is it 2 or 3 games only? So what are you talking about?
Draws.
How many draws?
Draws ni 7.
Thank you. Leverkusen wamedraw ngapi? They are facing Heidenheim today. Leverkusen.
They have not lost a single.
They have not lost.
Yeah. Anyway, so
now what is happening with Bayern is, unajua kitambo tulikuwa tunajua Bayern kama disciplinary.
Bayern was a Bayern.
It was the Bayern that
beating Arsenal.
Unajua, you know, to when ukiona nani ametweet
Fabrizio,
mtu au ma players wa Bayern wametweet wanasema we are coming for you. The world is shaking because they know what they mean.
Bayern was but again hadi wakapata Tuchel.
They have dominated Bundesliga for the past 10 years.
Yes.
You know,
even Dortmund walikuwa wana chance ya kushinda
wakawachukua. Imagine 12
the last years. Game nani aliuza pena?
Their captain actually.
Proceed.
Anyway, so we have really come to the end of this show, and one thing that I'm getting from you guys, anybody when you're associated with Chelsea,
and I don't know why Kevin Benson anakosea anasema Mauricio Pochettino
nimemwona
amemhukumu kwa kazi yenye si yake because he is actually a Chelsea coach not even PSG. chuki
anyway, so Masidi. Okay, so this is how we wrap it up. Many thanks for you, my guys, Kevin Benson, and of course DJ for keeping us company, and of course helping us transverse through this very important analysis of various sporting activities, be it football, athletics, and of course Champions League. So many thanks for that, and of course for you, our viewers, for always keeping us a company in the last 1 hour and 55 minutes or so. My name is Auma Evans, and of course for all who made this production a success, men and women behind the scene, a big salute to you. Until next time, do have a lovely weekend, and God bless.